I got too high, and when I flew by the stingray, I waved bye.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
What does it actually take to be remembered forever for exactly one song? In 1964, the British invasion was rewriting the rules of American radio almost overnight. And yet 15 very different artists still managed to sneak a hit of their own past it.
Maybe silly, but still he is.
Some had been building toward that moment for years. Others got there almost by accident. Either way, that single hit ended up outlasting almost everything else about their careers. And that is exactly the kind of story we are counting down today.
The right to touch you out if I could use.
I love you, I love you, I love you so.
Number 1. My Boy Lollipop, Millie Small. A harmonica solo blazes through the opening seconds, and nobody has ever agreed on who played it. That mystery belongs to Millie Small, just 16 when producer Chris Blackwell brought her from Jamaica to London to introduce ska to rock and roll ears. Guitarist Ernest Ranglin arranged it, and the gamble paid off. The record hit number 2 on Billboard's Hot 100 that summer, held off the top only by the Beach Boys. Small always believed the solo belonged to a young Rod Stewart, though he denied it for decades, and it was never confirmed. Her only other charting single barely reached the top 40 before she stepped back from touring. The record still gets credit for bringing Jamaican music to radio before reggae broke through. From a mystery over who played that solo, our next story turns to a darker coincidence.
You are my one desire.
We were out on a date in my daddy's car. We had
Number 2. Last Kiss, J. Frank Wilson and the Cavaliers.
away from me. She's gone to heaven, so I got to be.
The story behind this record is almost too tragic to be real. Wayne Cochran wrote it first, but a Texas bar band called the Cavaliers, fronted by singer J. Frank Wilson, turned it into a national phenomenon after recording it in a small San Angelo studio. Radio stations were wary of a song about a fatal prom night crash, but teenagers requested it constantly, and it climbed to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 that November.
I couldn't stop, so I swerved to the right. Never forget.
Weeks after the record broke, the band's own car collided with a truck, killing their manager and injuring Wilson, an eerie echo of the song they had just made famous. Wilson never had another hit that size, and years of hard living caught up with him. After a record shadowed by real tragedy, our next hit began as something far less dramatic.
Well, where, oh, where can my baby be?
Number 3. Bread and Butter, The New Beats. Picture a demo tape sitting in a stack of rejects, saved only because a group needed a 4th song to round out a submission. That leftover became the biggest hit the New Beats ever had, a trio built around Larry Henley's falsetto, formed in Shreveport with brothers Dean and Mark Mathis. It arrived just as British groups dominated American radio, so the song's bouncy, all-American sound stood out. It reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 in September 1964 and sold over 1 million copies. The New Beats went on to score 2 more top 40 entries, though nothing matched this one's reach, and Henley later became a celebrated Nashville songwriter, eventually co-writing a Grammy-winning ballad decades on. From a spare track nobody wanted, our next record was built around one dangerous character in a border town cafe. Number 4. Come a Little Bit Closer, Jay and the Americans.
To dance in my arms, she felt so
Set inside a cafe near the Mexican border, with a dangerous stranger named Jose, and a chorus built for shouting along, this record packs plenty of drama into 2.5 minutes. Jay and the Americans had already scored hits earlier in the decade, but this one, written by Tommy Boyce, Bobby Hart, and Wes Farrell, became their signature song. Its blend of doo-wop harmony and storytelling fit perfectly into the fall of 1964, and audiences responded. It climbed to number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, their highest charting single ever. Since the band had other hits before and after, calling them a true one-hit wonder stretches the definition, but no other record defined them quite like this one did. While that debate lingered, 3 teenage girls elsewhere in America had already stumbled into a hit of their own. Number 5. Popsicles and Icicles, The Mermaids. Three teenage girls recorded 5 songs in one afternoon session, never expecting any of it to matter beyond a demo. One of those songs, written by a young David Gates, who would later found the band Bread, became a hit almost by accident for the Mermaids. Word of mouth carried it out of Los Angeles radio, and before long it reached the national charts. It peaked at number 3 in January 1964, the same week the Beatles began their own American takeover. Some historians even call it the last number 1 of the pre-British invasion era, depending on which chart you trust. The Mermaids released 2 more singles that went nowhere, so the members simply returned to finishing high school. That story ended quietly, but our next one begins with a tragedy that struck hours before the tape ever rolled.
Under the boardwalk, people walking above.
Number 6. Under the Boardwalk, The Drifters. This session should never have happened as it did. The Drifters were due in the studio to record a beach ballad when their lead singer, Rudy Lewis, was found dead in his hotel room that morning. The cause never settled between rumors of an overdose and a simple accident in his sleep. Rather than postpone, the group brought back former singer Johnny Moore, who recorded the lead vocal hours after losing his bandmate.
We'll be making love under the boardwalk, boardwalk.
The result reached number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 that summer, and its wistful tone reads differently once you know the backstory. The Drifters had scored many hits before this one, and would score more after, so calling them a one-hit act misses the bigger picture. After a session shadowed by loss, our next artist wrote something almost startlingly hopeful, entirely on her own terms.
On a blanket with my baby.
I sing to you each morning.
Number 7. We'll Sing in the Sunshine, Gail Garnett.
And we can sing in the sunshine.
A woman offers her lover exactly 1 year together, no promises beyond that, then plans to walk away with no hard feelings. That was a startling idea for a 1964 pop lyric, and Gail Garnett wrote every word herself. She had penned it years earlier for folk singer Hoyt Axton, but eventually recorded it herself, in her own warm, unhurried voice.
We laugh every day.
The gamble worked. It reached number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 and spent 7 weeks atop the easy listening chart, earning her a Grammy for Best Folk Recording. Garnett's only other American chart entry barely registered, but she built a long career afterward as an actress and novelist, never chasing another hit. While Garnett broke rules with her pen, our next songwriter broke them with a stopwatch, mid-physics class.
Just take what they may give you.
Come on and turn it on, wind it up, blow it out, GTU.
Number 8. GTO, Ronnie and the Daytonas. This one came from a Nashville teenager doodling lyrics in his notes, inspired by a brand new Pontiac model he had never driven. Bucky Wilkin recorded it under the stage name Ronnie, backed mostly by session musicians rather than a real touring band. Produced by veteran Bill Justice, the revving engine effects and surf-style guitars sold California car culture to teenagers who had likely never left Tennessee. It worked. The song climbed to number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 that September and went gold within months. Wilkin kept recording as Ronnie and the Daytonas for a few more years, scoring a modest follow-up with a ballad called Sandy before moving into session work behind other artists' records. That song came from a real teenager who wanted a real car. Our next one was recorded by a band that barely existed.
This little modified Ponton has got plenty of style.
My Cobra down the track, hitched to the back of my...
Number 9. Hey Little Cobra, the Ripcords.
Big ship and I got to high, and when I flew by the Stingray, I waved by.
Here is a car song where the credited band barely appears on the recording. Two Columbia producers, Terry Melcher and Bruce Johnston, quietly sang every vocal part after the contracted singers walked out ahead of a strict midnight deadline. Released under the Ripcords name, the tight harmonies and racing imagery captured what teenagers wanted from a car song in early 1964.
Little Cobra, don't you know you're gonna shut 'em down?
It climbed to number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 that winter. Melcher went on to produce major acts of the decade, while Johnston joined the Beach Boys, both leaving session work behind for good. The touring Ripcords never matched this success again. A strange twist for a group whose biggest hit barely featured them. Does that change how you hear it? Our next artist stepped up to a microphone with almost no name of her own.
Little Cobra getting ready to strike. Spring.
And young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema.
Number 10. The Girl from Ipanema, Astrid Gilberto.
Oh, but he watches so sadly.
Translated into English almost as an afterthought, this Brazilian ballad turned an untrained singer into one of the decade's most recognized voices. Astrid Gilberto had never recorded professionally before stepping up to the microphone during her husband's session with saxophonist Stan Getz. Producers had wanted a more famous jazz vocalist for the English verses, but Gilberto's soft, unhurried delivery matched the bossa nova rhythm perfectly.
Had not a long and tending yet.
The single reached number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 that summer and won the Grammy for Record of the Year, remarkable given it was her only appearance on that chart. She was paid a standard session fee and went uncredited on early pressings, yet the recording made her an international name for the rest of her career. Where Gilberto's delivery stayed soft, our next record opens with something rawer, Real Grief on tape.
Tall and tending, young and lovely, the girl from.
Oh no, oh no, 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 no.
Number 11. Remember, Walkin' in the Sand, the Shangri-Las. Seagull sound effects, a pounding piano riff, and a teenage voice trembling with real grief open the Shangri-Las' first hit. Some accounts claim the piano part was played by a then-unknown session musician named Billy Joel, though nobody involved has confirmed it. Written and produced by George Shadow Morton, the song's dramatic mood swings carried it to number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 in September 1964.
Softly we'd meet with the wind.
It was only the group's opening statement, though, since their very next single shot straight to number 1 just a few months later, which makes calling them a one-hit act simply inaccurate. Still, this earlier record set the template for the teenage tragedy sound they would soon become known for. If the Shangri-Las built their drama out of raw grief, Our next group built theirs out of something stranger, a wooden staircase.
You said that we were through. Come right back. I just can't bear it.
Number 12. Have I the Right, the Honeycombs.
Have I the right to touch you out if I could use?
The most talked about instrument on this record was not a guitar or an organ, but a staircase. Producer Joe Meek had band members stomp on wooden stairs to create the rhythm behind the Honeycombs' breakthrough single, a trick as strange as anything he tried. It worked. Drummer Honey Lantry, one of the era's few visible female musicians behind a kit, became the group's most photographed member overnight.
Have I the right to thrill you? You know
Persistent doubts followed her for years, with some critics assuming a session player had done the playing, though she always denied it and defended her work. The record hit number 1 in Britain and reached number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 in America. The Honeycombs never returned to that level again. While Lantry spent years defending her own playing, our next group spent theirs pretending they had ever seen an ocean.
come right back. I'll show my love is strong.
15 songs, 15 very different paths, yet each one earned its performer a permanent line in music history, whether or not the hits kept coming afterward. A chart position never really measured what these records meant to the people dancing to them on a Saturday night in 1964. Thank you for spending this time with us. Which of these songs brings back your strongest memory? What has it been like seeing you? Let us know in the comments. Give this video a like and subscribe for more journeys back through the music that shaped a generation.